Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Another Set of Eyes with today's Excel Bytes blog post. Today we're going to take a look at creating a dynamic chart. A chart where we can pull in various sets of data and have it dynamically change, along with changing the chart title to also match up with the data, and maybe a few other little features along the way. So let's take a look and see how we can do this in Excel. So here we have 4 different regions worth of sales. North, south, east, and west, each one the 12 months of the year, and 4 different salespeople for each one. And what we want to do again is create a chart and pull that data into an area that the chart can pull its data from based on the selection we make of the region. So first thing I'm going to do is go down in this area here and just put in my months and copy those across. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set up a little grid here and put my borders in, all borders. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to pull the data from the appropriate region above down into here based on our selection of north, south, east, and west. So we're going to use index match rows and columns functions in order to do that. So I'm going to go into here and start typing the index function. And my array is going to be this whole area here. I'm going to hit F4 to lock that, comma. My row numbers is going to be using the match function. And what we're going to do is my lookup value, I'm going to populate it right in this cell. And I'm going to lock that, north, south, east, and west. My lookup array is going to be this region here. And again, I'm going to lock that and hit comma. And my match type is going to be exact, so I'm going to put a 0. And to that, I'm going to need to add rows. So I don't want to pull in the row with the region and the months. I want to pull in the 4 rows below. And so as I copy it down, I want it to change, adding row 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I'm going to add to that the rows function. And I'm going to put A1, lock that, colon A1, and that will add a row to that. Now I'll hit comma, and the next is what is going to be my column. So again, as I copy it over, I want to keep incrementing columns. So I'm going to use the columns function. And again, I'm going to go A1, F4, colon A1, close that, close it again, hit enter. I'm going to get an NA because I'm searching in this cell A29 and there's nothing that's populating that. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that down and copy it across. Again, I'm going to get a lot of NA errors, but that will be corrected in a second. Now if I go in here and I type north, it's going to populate the north values. I'm going to take and format the rest of these like that one cell just so it's easier to see. So if you can see north, I have Jackson through Eller, 425,000 down to 390. North here is Jackson through Eller, 425,000 to 390. So now if I change this to west, it changed it Johnson to Taylor, 162 to 202. That exactly matches what we had there. So now we can chart that information. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this data and go to Insert, and I'm going to select a stacked column chart, and I'm going to just put that right here, and we'll make some adjustments to that. Enlarge it a bit. And now, again, as before, since this is what I'm charting, if I go ahead and change this west to east, notice my data automatically changes. If I make it south, again, my chart dynamically adjusts along with the salespeople and the values for that. So the next thing I want to do is I want to create a drop down so I don't have to type in those here. I can build it right into my chart and have a drop down box to select north, south, east, and west. And to do that, I'm going to enlarge this a little bit more. I'm going to use the developer tab is I'm going to select an ActiveX combo box, and I'm going to put that right here on my chart. And now I have a little drop down, so now I can go to the properties of that, and I need to populate a few of these cells in order to make this work. So first of all, I have list fill range, and what I did was I created in a group called regions. I'll show you that in a second. And my link cell is going to be sheet 2, cell A6. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that and click on take it off design mode. So now you see I have my 4 choices here of north, south, east, and west. And if we go over to sheet 2, I have this group that I named regions, so that's where I created my list from. And cell A6 is the linked cell that I have tied to my drop down. So if I change this to south, now that makes that south. So what I'm going to do is, in this area here, I'm just going to say equals and select that cell. So now if I choose north, it changes that to north and my chart automatically adjusts. Or if I make it west, again, all my data adjusts accordingly. Now the next thing I want to do is my chart title. Now notice I've already created the formula, but I'll rebuild that. So what I'm going to do is type into this cell equals, and then I'm going to put quote sales for space quote ampersand, and I'll select this cell above, ampersand again, quote space region, close quote, hit enter. So now whatever I select here, it's going to populate this to say sales for and that region. So notice if I change this to north, go back to here, it says sales for north region. So now all I need to do is go into my chart title and say equals and point to this cell here. I'll hit enter, and now it says sales for north region. So now as I select any of my regions from my drop down here, it automatically adjusts the data and dynamically adjusts my chart title. So I'm going to go ahead and collapse my ribbon here, scroll down just a hair, and again I'm going to expand my chart just to make it a little bit bigger. And I can go up here and select my chart. I'm going to go to the Home tab and just kick this up to make it a little bit larger. Same thing for my months down here. I'm going to increase the size of that. And lastly, same for my legend, just to make it a little easier to read. And now, again, as I select whatever region from my drop-down list in the upper corner, the chart dynamically adjusts the values. It changes my legend down below with the proper salespeople, and all my values and my chart title change. And there you have it. I hope you like what you see. If you do like what you see here, please take a minute to share this post on your favorite social network. I can be found on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I hope you enjoy this. If you'd like to see more, please feel free to stop by my website, excel-bytes.com, and I hope you subscribe. So have a great day and happy excelling.